Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist here. And I want to introduce you to my anti-aging drink, which I think, well, I drink it every morning. I wanted to share it with you. Some people think I have great color in my face and the skin is great. And I have very few wrinkles, so I'm sure this is working. There's no doubt about that. Because first of all, we got to get the blender, and I have my big old Bundak here, or Vitamix, or you need something pretty hefty or that to work. First of all, I start out with a little bit of ice cubes. Here's some ice cubes there, 4 or 5 of them. Put that in there, and that'll take care of that. And then I put in about a cup of berries, any kind of mixed berries. These happen to be frozen organic berries. Berries don't grow here, of course, in the Caribbean, so those go in there. And then 1 cup of spinach or kale. This happens to be growing in our yard, so I got lots of it. I'm going to add that in there. So we got all this together. And then I'm going to put in some Japanese knotweed. Japanese knotweed. I need to get some more. In fact, this is about enough would end up being about a half teaspoon of the powder. So about 3 or 4 shards of the root itself, and that goes in there. And then I'm gonna add in a little bit of pine tree pollen. I put this in a little plastic bag so I can show it to you. Pine tree pollen, about half a teaspoon. Add that in there. And then also a little bit of L-Carnitine, and L-Carnitine is really great for, it's about a half a teaspoon also, the dried powder. You can get all these things on Amazon and eBay, and that goes in the blender also. I'm going to spare you the noise. I don't like noise. I wear hearing aids anyway. And blend this up, and you can see we got the berries, we got the greens, we got the ice cubes, we got the pine tree pollen, we got the L-Carnitine up here, and we blend it up, and we end up with a wonderful looking drink like this. Also, I would recommend you put in a little bit of stevia or honey to make it sweeter, like you like it. I usually don't even put anything in it, but most people will. And bottoms up. That's really good. First of all, we got the greens in there, and then greens are by themselves amazing, because when you have greens, every time light comes into a leaf, the actual mechanism, the cells in the plant actually catch those photons. And if you're using live, raw leaves like that, when we ingest them and start to digest them, this is science now, not uh, spiritual and or anything else, but actually with spirituality was talking about this long before science came up with it. But now we know that those photons are released into our cells, and they keep us young, and they keep us going. That's another reason that also we have live enzymes in those greens, which keep us young, and those enzymes are absolutely important for keeping away diabetes and keeping away heart strokes and cancer, especially cancer. That is really great. Also, the berries, the greens have a lot of antioxidants in them, especially spinach and kale. That's, wow. I mean, you can't find hardly anything that has that much. And then berries, way up there also. So a super amount of antioxidant. And then you have the pine tree pollen. The pine tree pollen is amazing in its own right, because it has a lot of natural DHEA, and it helps to balance the hormones in your body. And so if you're looking to get, more testosterone going, or if you want to look more feminine, it's just going to get the balance going. That's the more important thing. And a lot of times our hormones are low or not really balanced in the right way, and the pine tree pollen really boosts it up. I take it every day, every other day, and I have to tell you, it's amazing stuff. Also, the L-carnitine. Studies were done at University of California at Davis showing that if you take a little bit of L-carnitine, and you can get it in a powder form like on Amazon, a pound for like $25. So health food stores, you pay a lot of money for it. So you can really use it. And the studies show that if you take L-carnitine, and sometimes with alpha lipoic acid, I don't take it because I don't find it makes much difference. But you can lose about 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Really good. Boost up your metabolism. And also working out is important. I just got through working out with weights, and that's important too. And stevia, if you put some stevia in there, also is another balancing agent for the body. And so this is vitally important. Also, I find stevia also doesn't cause any kind of reaction in the body as far as wanting the body to create insulin. And in this day and age, with so many sweets around, we're tempted by those, and we get our spikes of insulin all the time. We need something in the way of a sweetener which doesn't do that, and it's the only one, absolutely the only one. You could put in something like mesquite powder, and that has a low glycemic index of about 28 because it has a lot of fiber, but it is still a fructose in there, and so it will generate a little bit of a spike of insulin, but it's very slow and digesting if you wanted to use mesquite powder instead. And so this is another way to help slow down the aging process. I think that a lot of people, have so many problems with aging. I know a man that's about my age and he looks really old compared to me. I mean, I can't even believe it. But he refuses to eat right. And eating my diet is really, 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 really important. If you go to www.paulhaider, PaulHaider.com, go in the upper right hand corner and you click on my diet. That diet is there, and I can guarantee you're going to slow down the aging process with this, and you're going to feel healthy. Now I'm walking 7.5 miles a day, and feeling really super. I do a lot of workout also, so this is another reason why you can feel good and you can be healthy way up to 100 and beyond. I guarantee I am going to be 150 when I die. And that's what I'm shooting for. And it's interesting that they find that what people decide they're going to live to, they do. If you decide you're going to die at 69, well, lo and behold, you probably are. So I'm shooting high. There's no doubt about it. And I'm going to feel good all the way through. It's important to eat right. We have new documentation showing that even food is even stronger than our genes, our genetics. So you may have a gene in your family for cancer, but if you eat right, it'll never get expressed. You may have a gene in your family for diabetes, but if you eat right, it'll never happen. You may have a gene in your family for, arthritis, but if you eat right, it'll never happen. And I was a person who had arthritis for 40 years. 40 years. And, I used to go to bed crying because the pain was so bad and there was nothing that was going to take it away. I tried everything. And now I don't have an ache or a pain in my body whatsoever. And I can tell you one thing is this type of juice, you think it has greens in it, but it doesn't taste like greens. It tastes like berries. And if you put some stevia or honey in there also, you're going to really like it a lot. and have that every day. Usually have it about mid-morning sometime, and you can make this up ahead of time and put it in a thermos and take it to work with you, and it really gives you a boost of mental clarity also, which is another nice thing about this. Also, L-carnitine has been found to be great for the kidneys, especially those who have a chronic kidney disease. So that's another reason to take L-carnitine. And I think that's a very vital reason also, because it also can keep, you know, kidney disease away. Also, another thing you might want to put in there is maybe a couple chunks, small pieces of tofu, especially if you have kidney disease, because studies have shown that if you have kidney disease and you're eating tofu, organic tofu, and everything I put in here is organic, uh, it actually keeps the kidneys from getting worse as far as having uh, chronic kidney disease. So eating tofu on a regular basis. I at least 3 times a week, if not every day. In fact, I have it for breakfast a lot of times. Berries with tofu, with pineapple and bananas, and a little bit of oatmeal. I didn't even cook my oatmeal. I just put it in there, flattened oatmeal, I mean the organic stuff. Sometimes I add all kinds of different things in there. Also, there's a nice blend I buy that has coconut and flaxseed milled, millet seed milled, and different things, and a little of that on top also, and really good. And a little bit of stevia and a little bit of nut milk of any kind, almond milk or cashew milk or soy milk, whatever you like. And of course, all organic. And from that perspective, you start the process of really changing your life. Just by drinking this drink every day, you will find that your aches and pains will be less, because you're getting the greens in. We start alkalizing the body, because most people, on the average, man, I just met a man. In fact, he's a relative. Uh, he was a law enforcement person for years and years, and always running here and there, grabbing a burger, eating fried chicken, Kentucky, whatever. And all of a sudden he gets into his mid 60s and he finds that, I'm not feeling good. I'm going to go to the doctor. He never went to the doctor much before. And oh, by the way, you've got high cholesterol, high triglycerides, you've got, arthritis, because he all of a sudden couldn't walk very well. You have diabetes, so you have metabolic syndrome because you're about 60 pounds overweight, had a huge gut. And by the way, also, you've got a aortic aneurysm. And this is not good. But interestingly enough, I don't agree with this at all, but the insurance company would not let him go to surgery. They had we got to monitor this for about 3 or 4 months and see if it's getting bigger or not. It might die in the meantime. But anyway, uh, he decided to change his diet, and he started, I'm going to eat lots of fruits and veggies, and, I'm not going to eat anything. He did not go the whole route of a whole foods plant-based diet. I wish he did. But he at least just did some fish, and the rest was fruits and veggies and lots of beans and greens. And I went back 2 months later, and he found that his aortic aneurysm, excuse me, had gotten significantly smaller. And he was feeling better, his arthritis was better, he had more energy, and blah, 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 blah. So, it goes to show that eating right is everything, and you are what you eat, and this has kind of put the emphasis on him to move towards a whole foods plant-based diet in general, and just cutting out all animal products. Even a quarter of a teaspoon or a third of a teaspoon of animal product per week will keep a person in inflammation, and the inflammation causes disease, and that is what we end up with: diabetes and heart attacks and arthritis and all this type of thing, kidney disease, and on and on. So that little bit of animal product, be it fish or eggs or cheese or milk or, red meat, or, chicken or poultry of any kind, or lamb or whatever. None of it is good for the body because it produces a trimethyl N-oxide toxin during digestion, which starts attacking the body. Yeah. People like Dr. Gerson, people like Dean Ornish, people like Dr. Campbell, Dr. Esseltine, all these people. We have hundreds of doctors now that are saying the same thing. We do not have the GI tract, of meat eaters like lions and bears and dogs and cats and that type of thing, because we create this toxin. So please go out and try some of my wonderful, anti-aging drink. Dr. Haider's anti-aging drink. It's pretty simple. Down below, if you hit show more, I'll write it all down there. It's all down there. And it's pretty simple, and it costs very little to make. There's probably the one glass like this, which about 8 ounces is a few cents. That's about it. And so you can do this and be healthy, happy, and live a longer life. And if you care to get a hold of me, down below it's my phone number, email address, and Skype address, and I would love to help you in any way, shape, or form. And all my consults are free, and so please feel free. That's what I'm here for. And we'll make this a healthier world in one way or another, starting with me and hopefully starting with you. And if you care to make a donation, links down below. And if you feel like subscribing, that is always greatly appreciated. I love you.